Hi there, it's me, Monhoo, some sort of game developer, I think. So, on the last video, I talked about I using 3D model as a reference for my manga, or something like that. Then today I will show you how far I got. Yeah, I worked on Marta's summoner outfit. Our protagonist needs to be summoner who nicknamed Dragon Summoner. One more thing, it's no longer manga, but actually 2D anime, so I have to animate. Yep, I'm working on anime now. So first thing I need to worry about like a magical creatures that has complex body anatomy, I think. So like all of you, I also had bad CG, so I like to avoid that. So I worked that in my mind, and I worked on the designs of characters, and I'm planning to make 10-second teaser trailer first. As you can see, I'm working on a texture of Marta's summoner outfit. Since we're using 3D animation as a reference image, even someone like me can animate complex action scenes. I think my goal is tell an epic tale that Marta has. The writing text is one thing, but actually animating 2D frame by frame animation is another thing. Our goal is to tell a big story through our animation. Show, don't tell. Something like that. Oh, come on, everyone knows that. After I done with texture of Marta's summoner outfit, I focused on her face. As you can see, actually, I usually focus on her base color, not roughness, not normal, not metallic, just the base color, because we need those base color for our cel shaded animation. So I focused on that, and also I focused on her teeth and hair, other stuffs. Yeah, I also add some details to hair, I think. Now we can see her hair. So as you can see, actually add some detail. See, and I grouped it like a ponytail, top, and left and right and front, so I can just add textures separately and animate easily. Yeah, I add some textures and worked on it, so it's actually easy to animate and also fun, I think. So I can use this model as a reference image, and I might use this model for a game, maybe. Maybe we will make a game about Marta, but that will be later. Since I call myself game developer, maybe I will make a game developer. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, come on. Learn to speak English, come on. I was talking to myself. After I butchered some English, sorry. I'm very sorry. So I focused on Marta's facial expression with morph targets. So my plan is simple. Give her 100 facial expression with morph targets, so we can have lots of expressions. So I can use those expression on a game, a reference image, and others, lots of things. It's fun. Yeah, we can have fun. So we can just tweak it and just add more stuff. Yeah, that's my thing. I just add stuffs. Okay, I'm done with more morph targets. So, what's next? Yeah, we will add some rigging. I actually use Cartrick, Character Animation Toolkit, all the time because I'm lazy. I'm not rigger. I'm maybe a game animator and maybe some sort of a developer, I think. Anyway, I just focused on her body. Okay. And I can just animate. I can work on her wet paint and other kind of stuff. Yeah, we will have fun, so we can add some animation and just test our wet painting and other kind of fun stuff. Yeah, now we are having fun, I think. Maybe. I hope. After I add some rig to her bun, so we can control Marta's hair individually, I started implementing like a walk or run animation. I think run animation. Yeah, let's just go with drawn animation, so we can just animate and just test our wet painting. So Marta can run and jump and kick someone. Let's just forget that last one. She's supposed to be kind, not this kind of, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just having fun and I'm just animating it. Yep. As you can see, I'm a big fan of animation, especially in 3D and 2D, that kind of stuff. I just love to animate. That sounded weird. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, now we are actually working on white painting. I was talking about white paint, so now I'm actually white painting. I'm working on white painting, so I can just, Marta can just move, her body just move properly. I think proper word. Yeah, properly. So we can just animate complex animation and use it as a reference image. Yeah, all this for a reference image. What kind of waste is this? I don't know. I'm just a crazy guy with computer, I think. Anyway, let's just focus on our work. So let's not think about anything else, especially state of my mental illness or something like that. As you can see, I'm just adding some keyframes and making, and let's just trying to make the run animation looks better. Maybe we will use this animation for our future game project. Yeah, I haven't finished Starlight, I know that, but I'm just adding more works to my workflow. I know that. Let's not think about my mental state, okay? Let's just focus on our current project and finish it with fine orange color, yeah. Not green color, because I'm not sure about that. Anyway, so let's just focus on animation. We just run in. So we just focus on our run animation. It's actually no, run animation is not our goal. I'm just testing my wet painting so we can have a proper skin or proper movement on her Marta's body. Maybe I should look at the English dictionary or something like that. Okay, who cares about that? We just finished the running animation, so do you know what that means? We can actually work on our teaser animation. Yes! Now we can work on our 10-second teaser trailer. Anyway, Marta's part. So we can just focus on Marta first, and second we will add Sunny. That's the name of a dragon. Actually, I did mention that. His name in my previous tutorial or something like that. Yeah, something like that. So anyway, let's just focus on our animation. We will just jump and land. Simple, right? Yeah. Let's start with simple. And we will add complex animation when we will work on this project more and more. I also add other characters. Okay, there is a checklist. Let's see. Okay, we have 126. Okay, fine. We have 100 characters to add. Good to know that. I only made one, maybe two. Okay, I just learned that I have lots of works to do. Fun, huh? Yeah. Why did I make this promise again? So, as you can see, I just remaking Sunny again, because when I'm talking about my mental illness or something like that, I just realized that the previous version of Sunny model has little bit topology mistakes, so we can animate freely as we want. So let's just work on my Sunny version 2. Yeah, let's waste more time on this Sunny model. Fun. I'm an idiot. And Sunny version 3, as you can see, I changed his wing again. Yeah, it's not Sunny version 2, but it's not Sunny version 1, it's Sunny version 3. So I just make it easy to animate his wing. So as you can see, his wing texture is different now. And other than that, the version 3 is actually almost same as version 2. Maybe let's just call it version 2. Version 2.5 or something like that. Am I pixel fucking myself? Maybe. Who cares? And I made lazy Sunny animation to test my wet painting. So it seems almost works fine, but I can actually spot some mistakes. I mean, it's fine on this animation. Maybe I just a little bit tweak, it will break the model. So maybe we'll work on official version 3. Yes. And just keep adding alteration to Sunny again and again when I have to worry about like a 100 other characters. Yes, I'm a king of wasting time. Thanks for noticing that. You're so kind, by the way. As you can see, I tried to add Sunny version 2.5 to the intro animation, and the more I animate, more I realize that this topology of his leg is fucked up. So I have to update, and I can make Sunny official version 3. I think so. Maybe I should stop calling it official because anyway, it's official design because I will not alter it anymore. We will stick with the version 3. I think. Maybe. I hope so. Or maybe we'll just stick with the version 2.5 maybe. Let's just animate and let's just find out. Let's just focus on animating it instead of thinking about updating one more time. Maybe this version is fine. Yeah, this version is fine. It's fine, I think. Maybe. I hope so. Okay, fine. If it makes it easy to animate, I will add. I will just work on official work. Sunny version 3. I think so. Maybe. But if it just works, we will just stay with version 2.5. I think so. Maybe. Who knows at this point. So as you can see, I just added the Sunny and animating it. Marta is just jumping from wall, and Sunny is also jumping, so I have to animate those two. Actually, why I'm using the 3D animation as a reference image and going through all this trouble, because Sunny's fighting style is actually teamwork. She's not just summon the biggest or strongest dragon or strongest magical creatures that they standing there like pointing at, destroy that enemy. No, she actually works with her summoned beasts, aka dragons. So dragon, aka Sunny and Marta has to work together, which means I have to work on complex animations like teamwork. Two characters are jumping and one character is catching in each other and helping each other, the teamwork. So I have to work on that. That's the reason why I'm working on 3D animation, so I can have that complex fight action scenes, I think. So it justifies my usage of a CG because I am a beginner animator when it comes to 2D, I think. I have no proof. You don't have any proof either. Why? Because you don't know my skill and I don't know my skill either. Wow. That's a very stupid excuse for a beginner. And that leads to Sunny version 3. Now we're working on Sunny version 3. Maybe you see this version in a tutorial video before this video is uploaded. Maybe. Because making tutorial video was easier than making some sort of devlog. Is this really counts as a devlog? Anyway, we will have a Sunny version 3. So we can animate freely and we can have that teamwork. Just what I talk about. We need teamwork of Marta and Sunny. So they can fight freely with very interesting way as a team. Yes. I really hoping to animate very nice fight scenes. Sorry about my accents. I know that it's very hard to listen. I have a 2 year and 1 month, so I know how I sound. But I can't change that because I'm not an AI. And now we have a very nice 10-second teaser trailer. Marta is jumping from wall and Sunny is just flying around and catching her before she lands. See? Teamwork. And this is one of the kinda complex enough for me to test my workflow, but also not that complex for me to start learning about 2D traditional animation, which is frame by frame animation. So it's actually a very nice starting point. We jump in and sun is catching it. So yes, I'm not telling that all the scenes of my animated series or anime has a complex fight scene. I just have a few complex scenes to worry about. But now I can animate in 3D first. Then I use that animation as a previz to animate in a 2D like a clip studio, which is now we will go into do that. I mean, I will animate in a clip studio. Ooh, it's really hard for me to speak. Anyway, as you can see, I'm not just replicating my previous shot. I'm just adding little with my touch and making it, I guess, my own style at this point. I have my style, I think, maybe. Let's just pretend I have a style. Anyway, I just animating it. So first thing is actually I work on my line art. So in this video I just focus on my line art and I show you just some of the frame I drawing. And on the next part I will show you my 10-second teaser trailer. And I will not talk about anything else. Why? Because it's just a 10-second teaser trailer. Yeah, next video I will upload is just a 10-second teaser trailer without anything else. Then I will add more characters to my project and we will slowly build our animated series. As you can see, I'm a beginner at the 2D animation. I have maybe a little bit experience on 3D, I think, maybe. But when it comes to 2D, I have nothing. Yeah, that's not supposed to be something you're proud of. But anyway, I'm learning. Thanks to my 3D previzelation. Let's just call it previz. Our previz shots, we can slowly learn about the 2D animation and learning how to draw, something like that. So yeah, I can just animate it slowly. My skill will improve. I think. I hope. Maybe. Who knows? I'm not sure, but I think this method will work. And also one more thing, it will actually solve the bad CG problem we had in the past, I think. But also it will help me to animate the complex fight scene I wanna animate for Tale of Dragon Summoner. I mean, Marta's Tale of Dragon Summoner. That's actually the full name of my anime. I think that's a cool name, don't you think? Anyway, Marta is the protagonist and she is a badass, I think. Also, this devlog will improve my ability to speak in English, I hope. Anyway, as you can see, I add some personality to our reference and just make it nice. And also thanks to my reference image, I can keep my lots of details like a Sonya's skin pattern and the Marta's cloth details, anything like that, anything complex for me to animate. I use my reference image so we can have a proper detail in our teaser trailer. Nice. And I think that's a very good point. And also I can animate complex scene. As you can see, I already mentioned that. I think I will show you some example of I animating some of the scene of my 10-second teaser trailer. And yes, that's it. That's my solution to my bad CG, I think. The fixing my bad CG problem is actually with good CG. Simple, huh? Yep. Sometimes I use my brain. I think I only have a 4 brain cell, and one of my brain cell is simping after Marta. Another one of my brain cell is simping after Alma, and another is actually Sarna, and only one left is actually one brain cell is actually focusing on a work. I think let's change that. Let's just use my one brain cell to simp after all 3 of my waifu, and the rest of the 3 cells brain cells has to work on my shot. I think. Maybe. Yeah. I'm starting to use my brain. Okay. Who speaks like that? Idiot. Okay, that makes sense. Yes, of course. Anyway, as you can see, I'm just using or tracing my reference image so we can have a proper skin detail of Sunny and other complex details. So yes, it's cool, it's nice, but also time confusing. It takes longer to animate. Anyway, as you can see, I'm still painting Sunny. And I think I will have a 10-second teaser trailer, means like a 300 picture, because I use 14 or 13 frames for a second, something like that. I'm very bad at math, so I don't actually do lots of math anyway. Yep, I'm a simple-minded creature, I know that. Thanks for pointing that out. So anyway, let's just focus on and let's just keep adding details, and let's just develop my muscle memory so I can just paint. Yeah, my future goal is actually just animate without reference image. Okay, I will not just keep using reference image all the time. I am slowly developing my skills. So in the beginning, I will use reference images on a simple and complex scenes, and then I'll start animating some of the scene without reference image. Okay, let's not just give you false promises, because I like to animate in 3D, so I will just keep animating with some weird excuse, I think. As you can see, now I'm just using union skin to animate some in-between pauses. So yes, that's good. See, I'm learning. And of course, I will also use my reference image and use my union skin so we can have natural and smooth transition between poses. Yep, I think like animator. I think maybe I used to just animate for a game, so I have some sort of understanding of animation, but to the animation, especially frame by frame animation itself is different, because I have to draw every frame by hand. I think that's what anime use, right? Yeah, we love anime. I love anime. You love anime. Everyone loves anime. If there is someone who doesn't like anime, then you can just don't watch my videos. Because we love anime here. I think that's the point. And I should stop talking now. See, I'm using all the thing I have. Union skin, reference image to draw proper keyframes so we can have smooth animations. And this is the teaser trailer, so I have to work very hard. It doesn't mean actually I will become lazy when it comes to actual animating them for the show. No, I will work even harder. Why? Because I'm kind of crazy. And also, I love anime, so I want to make anime that I want to watch. So I can proudly say, this is my anime. I made this anime. So I can die in proud, I think. I just made it weird, right? Sorry about that. I have this kind of habit. Anyway, we have nice workflow, so we can solve the bad CG, and we can have nice action scene, even though I'm a beginner animator. Yep, all that problem solved thanks to previz. I actually watched the video that talk about how Marvel use previz, so I just used that method into my workflow. Yeah, I'm a kind of copycat. I know that. I didn't say I'm an original. I'm just fast learner. Or maybe just a guy with 4 brain cells. I don't know the difference anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching my video until the end. If you watch my video, if you watch until this point, just leave comment. Sunny hashtag eat carrot. Something like that, okay? leave a comment so I know how many people actually watch my content until very end. And anyway, thanks for watching. My name is Monhoo, kinda game developer and the dumbest person live. So, I hope you like my video, and if you want to learn more about my animated series called Tale of Dragon Summoner, then subscribe my channel and share. So, lots of people know there is a dumbass person actually making anime, I think. Maybe you will not share, I guess. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching. Bye. My name is Monhoo.